Directions for your winter silhouette. Put your name and teacher code on the back. As a reminder, oil pastels easily smear. In our first step, we use oil pastel. Please do your best not to accidentally bump it, and do not try to brush off the crumbs. To begin, you'll be using black and white oil pastel. I like to start with black because you can see it much better. You're creating swirls. It's almost like you're creating a circle that doesn't stop. Make sure your swirls are different sizes. You can even try having one go off the edge by stopping and starting your lines. And you're really kind of trying to spread out the black and the white. I'm leaving a little space in between my black swirls so that I can fit some white swirls. Remember, try not to smear, try not to bump those other ones. If you need to, you can always kind of tip your paper, or if you look at an angle, you'll be able to see your white swirls better than you can on my camera currently. Go ahead, fill up your paper with lots of black and white swirls. Remember, try and maybe have some of them go off the edge. Then you'll use tempera cakes, which are basically paint. They're just like little hockey puck looking paints that we add water to, just like watercolors. Stir your paint gently until you notice your brush turns the color that you are using. And you're going to paint on top of your swirls. I like to do the white ones first. It's neat to make them reappear. Sometimes it helps to add a little water to your brush to spread the paint. When you're ready to switch colors, just like any other paint, you rinse very good and blot your brush. And you may need to add water to your brush to get the paint to work. Try to use colors that look kind of similar to keep from mixing kind of mud. So if you need to, check out a color wheel to see what might be close together. Or if you're not sure, you can always test it out on a placemat. Go ahead and paint over all of your swirls with lots of colors and try to stick with colors that are similar. When you're done, go ahead and place your artwork on the drying rack. To create your ground, you will need a strip of black paper that about a finger's space from the edge, you're going to draw a wavy line. Make sure your waves are big, not little, just to make a little bit of a hilly type scene. Then you're going to very carefully cut on your pencil line. Remember, the hand holding the paper turns the paper, and the hand holding scissors just basically opens and closes those scissors. Go ahead and carefully cut it out. Then, using small dots of glue, go around the edge. The dots don't need to be too close together. You could probably fit a couple fingers in between each dot. Flip it over and stick it down, lining it up with the sides and the bottom of your paper. It's really important that it's lined up as straight as you can get it. Then you'll use some rectangles of paper to create your trees. From the bottom corners, draw a diagonal line going up to create a triangle for a tree shape, and then carefully cut it out. If you choose, you could use the other triangles to turn those into trees as well. They might need a little trimming though to straighten them out. Then you can use the other little pieces to create a little rectangle for a trunk. Then, after you're done doing that, you can add some texture to your tree by cutting teeny tiny little V's or little triangles, like smaller than the tip of your finger. They're very, very teeny tiny. So look, teeny tiny. You don't want them to be very big, otherwise you'll end up cutting most of the paper off of your triangle shape. So teeny tiny little letter V's or triangle shapes, just to give your tree some texture. I would say 2 or 3 on a side would be a good choice. Then you'll glue those down. I like to start with the trunk. just a little tiny bit of glue, and I actually, if I can, like to tuck the trunk behind the bottom piece that I already have glued down. And then little dots on your tree, same thing, flip it over, stick it down, and you're going to repeat this process until you have about 3 or 4 trees. And then you're going to add snow. To add the snow, what you will do is you'll use watered down white paint, and you're going to gently hold the paintbrush and just gently tap with the finger. Please do not do this too hard because we don't want paint to splatter farther than our paper. If you can't do this correctly and nicely, then I'll have to ask you to put it away. So gently tap on top of the black spaces to get snow on your trees. Then place it on the drying rack when you're done.